What with all the space radiation and cosmic waves, quite a lot of commanders seem to have forgotten many important things. Since lobotomy hasn't helped, it seems I might as well give you something you can watch on those lonely journeys. Just don't get weird and mistake it for porn, okay? It'd be just weird. So here's a list of 10 tips to improve your Elite Dangerous experience. Remember that if I don't mention something you think is noteworthy, then feel free to comment down below. And now finally, let's get into this. Tip number 1. A small but useful tip, more suited for combat, but you can apply it pretty much anywhere else. Now, you see your throttle, right? Use your knob to match the blue zone speed. No, not your personal knob. The throttle knob. Seriously! Now, on my screen you see it differently, but that's due to me changing colors. Yes, you can do that, but I'll leave that for another time. Important thing here is that while you hold your speed half throttle, your ship will have the best maneuverability, without boosting. For large ships, this is really good to know, as they turn very slowly, so it's best to have all the movement you can get. Tip number 2. Now, from time to time, you will have to get your lazy ass to Hutton Orbital or Maya system or wherever else that will require more than 3 to 4 jumps. And so every time you have to leave for a longer journey, always carry a fuel scoop. Yeah, you can get away with extra fuel tanks, but that's just extra hassle. Running out of fuel is not fun, and once you do, there are only 2 things you can do. Commit seppuku or call fuel rats. I recommend fuel rats as they are awesome at this fuel running business. Frankly, I feel that they are slowly taking over the bubble with their exploits, and soon will live under their rule. That's just my paranoia speaking, I guess. Tip number 3. And speaking of fuel rats, I once ran out of fuel and called them up. It took them like 10 to 15 minutes to get to me, which was quite fast. And not only they gave me fuel, but they also taught me something I didn't know. Galaxy map sorting by scoopable stars. In essence, if you want to see which stars are scoopable, just select the star class under map part. If you're confused, just look at the video. And there, select top 7 star types. Those are the ones that you can scoop fuel from. Remember to use this while you're traveling, and you'll be fine. Tip number 4. Here's the most important rule of Elite Dangerous. The rule number 1. Do not fly without rebuy. That's simple. Losing all of your stuff in a flash by an over-engineered wanker with FDL will crush your fun just as well as 10 tons will crush your balls. The hopes and dreams that die, much like part of your soul when this happens, is beyond horrible. That's coming from someone who, like a complete idiot, went and destroyed himself while boosting out of the station twice. Which in turn led me to declare bankruptcy. I almost stopped playing because of this. So don't make the same mistakes. Tip number 5. Speaking of starting anew, if you want to quickly get Kobra Tree in like 5 minutes and Asp or Vulture in like few hours, get your winder to resource extraction site. There, make sure that system authorities have engaged a wanted ship. Then, once the ship is low on health, just poke it and collect the bounty voucher. See, Anaconda, Clipper, Python or Furtherland ships usually carry around 100 to 300 credit bounties. And to get Cobra, you just need to take out 1 to 3 ships. Though this is not the safest line of work, it's one of the best for quick and easy progression from 0 to a certain point. Tip number 6. Outside the game, there are some really useful and wonderful tools that will help you in your adventures. First of which is the big Elite Dangerous database. There you can find stations, ships, their modules, trade routes, hookers, drugs, and many other things. Second is 2.2 Coriolis, a really wonderful ship customizer. And finally, ED Shipyard, also a ship customizer with addition of slightly better damage calculators, among few other things. All the links are down below in the description, so check them out. Tip number 7. This one's for people with horizons. When you start collecting materials and data for engineers and other things, remember to clean out your storages. That is, just don't hold more than 30 units of anything unless you are collecting exactly that thing. Also, there are quite a lot of useless materials and data scans, so sorting them out is a bitch, but what can you do? The bottom line is, just make sure that you have space to put your stuff in. Tip number 8. As in any multiplayer game, I highly recommend looking for a community, clan, or group to join. Be those explorers, combat pilots, Mobius PvE players, just doesn't matter, as long as you have somebody to ask for help. After all, Elite is a big game, so having somebody out there to help you at least in a small way is always good. As someone who joined a huge outfit while playing one other game, I advise you to try it. Tip number 9. Okay, into a darker tone. Do you want to commit a complete brain enema? Do you want to stab yourself just so you can feel any type of feeling? Well then, rank grinding is for you. But on serious note, faction rank grinding is horrible. Don't do it unless you're completely certain what you're after, i.e. cutter or corvette. After grinding ranks several times, I felt like I was ready to reenact the movie 127 hours in my cockpit out of sheer delusion. So don't. Just do something better. Tip number 10. As the last thing, I highly recommend trying a bit of everything in Elite. Traveling, combat, mining, trading, far exploration, research, and so on. For example, I visited Beagle Point one day. I spent around 2 weeks traveling, and afterwards any distance inside the bubble seemed so short. And then there's combat, my bread and butter if you will. But of course I have tried trading and mining as well, but it never really clicked. Still, the point here is give everything a chance as there are a lot of things to do in the game. So there you go fellas, 10 tips for Elite that might help and enlighten you. As stated in the beginning, if you have any tips on your own, feel free to share them down below. But till then, don't fly without Rebuy, you scrub!